Welcome to the counselor tutorial for adding referral sources as well as additional recipients to your professional report. We'll begin here within a patient visit screen and specifically within the professional report tab. We'll scroll down here to two areas of highlight here, the referring physician section as well as the additional recipients. Okay. Now, there's a variety of scenarios in which you would use these. And I should highlight, for example, it does say referring physician, but this can be referring facility as well, or another provider that's perhaps not a physician. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, of course, a physician. And the same thing goes with additional recipients. You can name anyone you wish. So some examples here. Let's say the patient was sent by an ENT. And so you're going to add the ENT as the referral source, but you also want to send a report to the primary care. So you have the ENT as the referring physician, primary care as the additional recipient. Or the patient was self-referred. Okay, great. But then they also wanted you to send a copy of the report to their primary care. So now you add primary care as additional recipient. Or very simply, they were just referred by primary care, you're sending it to no one else. Well, then of course you add the primary care to the referral here. Or you work in a school district and you want to send this to the referral source plus 7 other people. That's great. You can go through and you can add those very easily. Now, within each one of these, of course, we can just jump right in and pick our referral source in the edit referral as well as the additional recipient section. Or you can, as I noted, click self. If the patient's profile already has a designated primary physician and or referring physician, those can be, be selected here very easily. You just click on it and it'll add that physician's name. Okay, so you may or may not see these in place depending on whether the primary or referring physician has been added to the patient's profile. Okay, but at any point, of course, you can always just jump in and look up your referral source from here. So we're going to say, all right, this is Dr. Breckenridge, who is the primary care. We can see all her info. Of course, you can make updates from here, but you don't certainly have to. The goal is that you just very quickly get the information in place and you can move on. And then you can say, all right, do we want a fax cover sheet? So it automatically adds it, but then you can say, do we want to add any specific notes to the fax cover sheet? Say yes, we'll grab a template there. Do we want a cover letter? Yeah, let's go ahead and grab a cover letter. Okay, and you can decide, obviously, based on your templates, which ones you're going to have. Do you want med clearance? Yes, let's go ahead and grab that. Same thing. Use your own templates. These can all be, refined, modified to fit your specific needs. Once you're completed with that, you have the option, of course, of jumping back to the main screen, or you can continue on to the additional recipients, right? So you can move right into that. In this case, I'm going to jump back to the main screen just to show you what it looks like now that we have Dr. Breckenridge in place. And we, of course, can go ahead and view Dr. Breckenridge's report, which is going to show the fax cover sheet. It's going to show the cover letter, the layman's terms, the medical clearance form. It's also going to show the audio, right? Now in this case, this one's been moved around a little bit, so it's a little creative having some text above the audio. If you notice something on this report at this point that you're not crazy about, of course you can jump back, go to edit options or any of the areas and refine it from there. Okay, and then save and you'll see it, and you can check the update again. Okay. But let's say that was good for Dr. Breckenridge, and we're going to go ahead and add additional recipient here. So we're going to go ahead and say, all right, let's add in, let's say, Dr. Baldwin. Same idea, fills in Dr. Baldwin's information. We can decide what do we want for this other physician. So, okay, fax cover sheet, maybe we want a different text on the fax cover. Do we want a cover letter? Let's say yes, but we're using a different template. Okay. Do you want med clearance? Maybe not. We already sent it to Dr. Breckenridge, or we're going to send Dr. Breckenridge, so we don't need it for Dr. Baldwin. Okay, so in that way, you can have different approaches to each recipient, depending on what they receive. And then each report is, of course, going to be customized for that recipient. So if there's a cover letter that says, "Dear Dr. So-and-so," it's going to be automatically, addressed to that recipient. So you don't have to go in and modify each one. That will be done automatically. And then, of course, as I mentioned, you can go ahead and add as many additional recipients as you like. You can only add one referring physician, but you have as many additional recipients as you like. And then you'll see that list continue to build in the CC section here as well. So as you go along, you can see what you've added, and you can change if needed going forward. All right. Of course, if you have any questions about this, please give us a call, email us, live chat us. We are always happy to help. Thank you very much for joining us for the counselor tutorial on adding referral sources and additional recipients to the professional report.